Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Tuesday, the 11th of April 2023 and Wednesday, the 12th of April 2023. Yet again, more computer troubles. I won't bore you with it. There's a lot to get through because we're going to do 2 days worth of news and then obviously the statistics from that horrible whole result. So, getting into it from Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon. Under 21s consolidate top spot in Premier Development League, Professional Development League. Millwall's under 21s were 3-1 winners against Swansea City in the Professional Development League on Tuesday afternoon. Tyler Burry, Seb Drozd, and Tom Leahy found the net at Calmont Road as the Lions moved a step closer to confirming their place in the semi-finals. Kevin Nugent fielded first-team squad members Burry and Mason Bennett against the Swans, whilst Jamal Lawson returned to the setup as his loan at Maidstone United continued. That doesn't really make any sense. Continued or was discontinued, do they mean? I don't know. Why would he be playing for Millwall U21s if his loan at Maidstone is continued? I'm not too sure now. He was injured, I think. So maybe this is him trying to prove his fitness so he can go back to Maidstone United. I don't know. Mill started the Brighton and took the lead just 12 minutes in as Burry's free kick evaded the dive of Remy Mitchell before nestling into the corner of the net. He scored from a free kick. Nice. Drozd and Frankie Vid had efforts to double the lead saved, but shortly before the half-hour mark the advantage was increased as Bennett's powerful run through the middle of the park saw the striker slide through to Drozd, who had no qualms in slotting home for 2-0. Both Burry and Bennett were withdrawn on the hour mark, and with 10 minutes to go, the Swans reduced the deficit to 1. Ben Blythe found space to score from inside the area. However, any attempts of the Swansea comeback were dashed 4 minutes later as substitute Leahy picked up the ball, drove towards goal, beating 2 defenders who score Mill's third. So many goals for the under-21s, but alas, none for the first team in 4 games. With 4 matches to go and with Bristol City on their coattails with a game in hand, the Lions sit top of the southern section and will hope to confirm a slot in the end of season semi-finals sooner rather than later. Next up for Kevin Nugent's side is a trip to Sheffield United on Tuesday the 18th of April. Now Sheffield United are the runaway leaders of the northern section, and it may very well be the team that we need to beat if we do get through to those semi-finals and final is Sheffield United. So this would be a strong test. The Millwall team was as follows: Waddy, Walker, Adam Malaki, Allen, Havid, Hockley, Burry, Lawson, Bennett, Boateng, Drozd, and the substitutes were Leahy on 60 minutes for Burry, Cotton on the 75th minute for Lawson, Ollie Evans on 60 minutes for Bennett, and the subs not used were Wright and Baker. And Ollie Evans got booked. Now, Waddy. Who's that? Well, more on that later because actually I'm going to go and look at some pictures because obviously this was at the training ground. It wasn't at the den and it wasn't online. So all we've got are pictures. So let's have a look at the pictures. Cool. One thing about these under 21s, I've noticed that the den is they know exactly where the photographers are. As soon as they score, they're running straight towards them. So, Waddy. Who is Waddy? Where's he come from? Well, this is a tweet from someone called Chelsea Youth, and they say Ethan Wady turned out for Millwall under 21s this afternoon. Well, who's that then? The Chelsea player? Apparently so. His name is Ethan Wady. He's an American. He's one of those. He's 21 years old. Turned 21 in January. His contract, apparently according to sofascore.com, runs out in the summer for Chelsea under-21s. He has played twice for Chelsea under-21s in the Football League Trophy and conceded 1 goal. In these 2 games on the right hand side, if you can see them, against Bristol Rovers, and that was from last season. He's been on loan. You may have seen him at Dartford if you're a Dartford fan. There's a lot on the screen, but let's go. So here we go. Transfer history. Been at Woking on loan, but he's been sitting on the bench. He was at Hendon on loan, at Dartford on loan in 2020. And he's at Tooting and Mitcham on loan from Chelsea under 18. So he was only 17 or 18 years old when he went there in 2019. But you can see if you look here with the list of matches, obviously that logo is supposed to be like a park bench. That means he's been the number 2 goalkeeper for Woking. So why is he playing for Millwall under-21s? Are they trying to get him a loan where he can play? And they want him to come to Millwall under-21s? I don't know. But I think what's going to happen is they've told him, obviously, that his contract's not going to be renewed, or maybe they're still discussing it. But as has been said many times, when you have at the turn of the year in January, if your contract's up in the summer, you can go and talk to other clubs, and that includes young players like Ethan Wady here. So maybe he's not happy being farmed out all these non-league teams, and he wants to move to a team where he could actually play, even if it is just under-21s. Maybe he's thinking about joining Millwall. Maybe he's already joined Millwall. Maybe he signed a pre-contract agreement. But there you go. That's Ethan Wady, who played for Millwall under-21s against Swansea, conceding 1 goal. Now, moving on to this from Paul Robinson on Millwall under-21s versus Swansea City. Paul Robinson detailed a really pleasing win for the Lions under-21s following a 3-1 success over Swansea City on Tuesday afternoon. Tyler, we just talked about who scored the goal, so I'm not going to repeat that. Speaking to millwallfc.co.uk, which is where this page is from, the assistant manager and club legend explained how, despite letting the opposition back into the game late on, caused that unnecessary fluster, the under-21s did well to regain their composure and see out the win, courtesy of substitute Leahy's strike. It's a really pleasing win, he said. They've been in good form recently, winning 4 out of their last 5. We knew it was going to be a challenge, as they're aiming to chase us now. It was good to get some minutes into some of the lads, so a pleasing afternoon in the end. We made it a bit more uncomfortable than we would have liked at the end, but we managed to stay strong and get that third to clinch it. When you go 2 up in games, it can sometimes be a dangerous scoreline. You think, do we step off it a little bit? But as soon as they get one, their tails are up, and we have to be on it. The game became more open, more stretched, which allowed them to keep possession and find those pockets in which they can hurt you. It was a bit end-to-end for our liking, so we need to make sure we keep nice and solid at the back and keep the opportunities flowing moving forward. Indeed, there's the under-21 scoring 3 goals in a game. So many goals. And moving on to the table, obviously. Talk of semi-finals and that. Well, what's going on? So that obviously they're playing the 18th. I believe that is being held in a stadium. I'm not sure. So I'll tell you closer to the match day, because see, I'm playing catch up now. There you can see, look at this. Sheffield United are top of the northern section by 20 points. They've got 53 points, and Wigan in second have 33. So they are a juggernaut of a side. They scored 48, only conceded 24. They've only lost 3 times, so they are the team to beat. So where are Millwall in all of this? Well, let's get into it. We are top of the southern section, but the southern section is pretty good. I don't know if you don't know this, how it works is you play every team in your own section, home and away, but you only play once against the team in the northern section, and that's decided randomly whether it's home or away. So there you go. They only play three games, each of their own team once, and then one of the other team once. So yeah, we're top. In terms of being cool, you would think, you look at Bristol, yeah, they could catch us. They got a game in hand, but we only have to finish in the top 2. So realistically, what we're looking at is Swansea. They're 11 points behind us, but I think there's like 3 games to go. So for us, maybe 4. So you're looking at Reading because they've got 2 games in hand with us. But I think realistically, I think we're there or thereabouts, and it just goes to see if we've got really want to finish top. We don't have to play Sheffield United because it's 1v2, 2v1 in terms of who you play in the opposite section in the semi-finals. So if we can avoid Sheffield United and play them in the final, that would be a touch. But that's really not up to us. It's up to Bristol. And you can see Bristol are kind of defence first because they've only conceded 17 goals, whereas Millwall, 58 goals. They're just smashing them in. And it's good to see. Wish the first team smash at least 1 goal in. That would be nice. So moving on to this, the end of season awards. Yes, Millwall advertising this, millwallfc.co.uk. Join them. They will take place at the Den on Friday the 5th of May from 6 PM till late. Celebrating the campaign with a host of trophies up for grabs. Tonight we'll see the first team squad and coaching staff in attendance as a drinks reception is followed by a free course meal, the awards presentation and much more. Sky Sports' Michael Bridge will host tonight. Who's that? Don't know. With live entertainment on offer throughout as winners of categories such as Player of the Season and Goal of the Season are announced. A table of 8 plus 2 players for the end of the season awards night is priced at £900 including VAT. Individual tickets are available on request, however priced at £130. So if you don't have 8 friends that you can gather up, you can go on your own and just be randomly assigned to some table, I guess. In addition, as an offer in 21-22, the Lions are offering the opportunity to buy a ticket for a table without players for £90. Please note that this will be very limited in number, so they've made allowances for you cheapskate bastards out there. £90. How about if they put one outside in the cold? £70? Yeah, there you go. I mean, sounds like it's a right laugh, but I don't know. I've never been. Probably won't go. No offense, but not my bag, baby. Now, moving on to this. Now, it's not very often covering Millwall news on this channel for about the 18 months to 2 years that I have been doing it. Yeah, really, that long. That I've never, ever brought you a piece of surrealist literature. And that's what's happening here right now. Southwarknews.co.uk. It's from them. By the sports desk. So I don't know who took their name off. It wasn't the Nougat. Was it Alex Jones? It wasn't him? Yeah. So shall I just read it and you can look confused as well? So Mill break through £100 million spending barrier. Live Premier League transfer updates. The Lions are preparing for just their 3rd ever season in the top flight of English football. What? Millwall are 5th in the Championship with 5 games left. Promotion to the Premier League would be seismic for the club. It might not happen, but we thought it would be fun to imagine a summer transfer window, the Lions preparing for the top flight. It was the first move of what is set to be a hectic summer on the transfer front as Millwall prepare for a first ever season in the Premier League. On Tuesday, the Lions officially announced their retained list. Mason Bennett and George Evans have been released. Oliver Burke, Callum Styles, Charlie Cresswell and Jamie Shackleton returned to their clubs after season-long loans. It means Millwall currently have a squad of 20 players. So what this is, it's literally, I think it's a bit disrespectful to be mentioning that players being released. Although we kind of know that might be an option because, well, Ryan Leonard hasn't had his contract extended yet. So this is literally a piece of fiction. It's fantasy. It's what if. What would happen if Millwall got to the Premier League? How would we sign players? Who would we sign? And then they just go through it, and they say we've spent £15 million on a goalkeeper from Liverpool. Some Irish name. That's probably not. I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's probably pronounced Colin Kelleher from Liverpool. So they're talking. They're speaking about it like it's real, like it's happening. They're like a real news story. This is what's happening, and a lot of people are like scratching their heads, like, "The fuck is this? What is this? This is insane." Which here's the thing though. Look, this has got a lot of views, and it's got a lot of people talking. And I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure. Obviously, in the paper business, you want clicks, you want views, you want people to look at what you're doing. And this has garnered a lot of that. And I hope it doesn't go down the situation where they just start doing random shit like this to chase the views. No offense, but this is kind of weird. Kind of weird, my friend. Like, what is going on here? So then they say we've signed Aaron Cresswell. Then they say we're signing Reece Nelson. And then they say we signed Dominic Solanke for 20 million. This is, like I said, this is completely surreal. Reading this, because this, you and I know, this is not how it's going to happen. We will be lucky to buy anyone. And certainly not going to be anyone you've heard of. Nathaniel Phillips from Liverpool. Blackburn Rovers winger Tyrese Dolan. And then they're saying Cresswell and Shackleton are back. Which is there's debate whether Shackleton's even a championship quality player. Apparently, you're trying to sign him for if we go up in the Premier League. And then they say we're being linked with Jed Wallace again, which has been discussed a couple of weeks ago in the Millwall Spaces, that if we did go up, would you want to sign him back? And now they're saying we signed. Yeah, this just goes on and on and on. I mean, they literally, someone must have spent hours writing this. Harry Toffolo coming back. Yeah, this is utterly bizarre. Scott Malone going out on loan, they're saying. So they literally plotted out our transfers during the summer, and they reckon we're going to spend 100 million. I'm not going to spend 100 million. Yeah, this is just completely and utterly bizarre. James Ward-Prowse. It's like I don't. Oh, shit. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's this. Look, you can see the list of the players that they reckon would sign. Here's the thing. The fact. Look, I'm not against a piece similar like this, but to specifically name specific players and to specifically say that we're going to sign them and do it in an actual news style piece is just completely balmy. Like, you could say, oh, well, here's areas that we need to strengthen if we go up. Who could be available for left back? Who could we sign as Premier League quality? What kind of loans could we get from other London clubs? So obviously they have a stable of players: Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham. They've got a whole ream of players that we could try and get. But to do it like that, so like, okay, if we did go in the Premier League, who could we sign? What position do we need to sign? Don't say everyone. Fair enough, but I mean, be realistic. But yeah, and the guys look now he's literally put the whole thing out. He's plotted it all out. Yeah, this is just bizarre. He's got Andreas Vogelsam as a forward. Vogelsam is struggling in the Championship. How is he going to be in the Premier League? Be realistic. How many of the current squad are Premier League quality? Yeah, this is just utterly bizarre, and it's left many Millwall fans just befuddled. And I don't know if it's that Alex Jones, the new guy, Alex Jones at Southern News, or is someone else who did this, because it says Sports Desk. I don't know if he had put his name on it initially, and then it obviously a lot of the fans started seeing it and got a bit weirded out and just pissed off. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, this is just, like I said, it's completely surreal that it's the style that you do it. Like, if you can talk about signing players, who we're going to sign, who we're going to let go, what positions do we need to strengthen, to literally write it like it's real, write it in the future with dates, date by date, how it's going to happen. Yeah, just, oh, damn, bro, what happened there? So moving on to this, also from Southern News. This one is from Alex Jones. You can see his name there in red. So it's hopefully a bit more sensible. Millwall nominated at 2023 EFL Awards. The Lions are competing with Norwich City and Portsmouth to win the inaugural EFL Innovation Award. Innovation? Innovation what? Millwall are aiming to win the EFL Innovation Award at 2023 EFL Awards. The prize is new for this campaign and looks to recognise a club for a particularly outstanding or innovative piece of work. The Lions have been highlighted for their efforts to attract international supporters to the Den on match days, having launched their worldwide membership at the end of March, costing £35. They got nominated for that, but we don't even know how well that's going to go. The subscription offers fans exclusive benefits to make assessing fixtures more accessible, including loyalty points, discounts on tickets and stadium tours, as well as the ability to attend away fixtures. Because you often see on the forums and that people, not foreigners, but Millwall fans who live abroad, see they don't bother with a membership because why would you? Because you're not going to go to the games. You might go to, but they do want to go to one a year, and they'll pick a week to come back to England, and they might do it where it's like a Saturday and a Tuesday game, but obviously one of them's going to be away. Right, well, how do I get a ticket? We have to be a member. So now they can buy this international membership, and then when if they do travel back to this country, they can then just buy tickets to attend the game when they're here. So Millwall welcomed 5,500 supporters from overseas in 2022, a rise of more than 2,000 in 2019, which was the last calendar year before the COVID-19 pandemic. They've been nominated for the award alongside Championship rivals Norwich City and League One outfit Portsmouth. The winner will be announced at the EFL Awards show at the Grosvenor House Hotel in London on Sunday, April the 23rd, which is a very important day because that's St George's Day. It's also the day that Gary Rowett is running the London Marathon. Speaking of Gary Rowett, here we go. Gary Rowett confident that attacking output will improve as Mill's Barron run extends into final fixtures. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. The Lions have failed to find the back of the net since their 2-1 win against Swansea City on March the 14th. It's been a whole month without a goal. A whole month. Gary Rowett is confident that Mill's troubles in front of goal will improve in their final games, but believes that his wide players will need to contribute more in the final third if they are to do so. The Lions have failed to find the back of the net in any of their last 4 games, despite registering 68 shots with 18 of those hitting the target, with a total expected goals of 5.18. So the chances we created, we should have got 5 goals in the last month. Instead, we got fuck all. The manager highlighted that both Tom Bradshaw and Zian Flemming have struggled in the last few weeks, but stressed that the club's wide players need to do more to support them with goals and assists. The pair have found the back of the net 27 times between them so far this season, accounting for more than half of the club's goals in the Championship. The club's next top scorer is centre-back Charlie Cresswell. And he's more or less out for the rest of the season. Who has bagged 4 goals for Millwall since starting his loan spell at the Den, but he will likely miss the rest of the campaign. I just said that, I think. Duncan Watmore, George Honeyman, and Oliver Burke have scored just 3 goals combined, which is the same amount as Andreas Vogelsammer. Despite this, Rowett is keen to avoid switching the blame onto his players, but admits that more will need to be done if they are to feature in this year's playoffs. The reality of our season so far is that we're a tough, well-structured team that works so hard, he said after Monday's defeat on Humberside. I think the players gave everything that they've got in every game, and we're a really difficult side to create chances against and beat. Zian and Bradders have scored our goals, and then we've scored quite a lot of set-piece goals. That's sort of tried up a tiny bit. If Bradders and Zian don't score, then it's simple. Other players have got to step up. If you're a wide player, you've got to create and score goals at some point in the season. If you're a midfielder, you might have to stick one in the top corner at some point in the season. It's not a criticism of the players, it's just reality. It's why we looked for attacking players in the January transfer window, and why teams like us are always looking for that little bit of difference that can change the course of the game and just season. When I look at the last 4 games, or certainly the last 3, take the West Brom game, I thought we were outstanding and probably should have won with the chances that we created. Luton last week, I thought we had the better of the chances in a couple of penalty shouts that we didn't get. Today I thought we were excellent, but I'm walking away with 2 points, feeling very disappointed. That's how the season goes sometimes. For a team like us, there's no easy way to get into the top 6. We've certainly got to find that clinical edge if we want to do that. Indeed, you cannot go 4 games without scoring and expect to stay in the playoffs. It's a miracle that we have been. It's an absolute miracle, and that could end if we don't get a result against Preston. But here's the thing. The table only matters on the final day of the season. I will say that. So, moving on to this, Zian Flemming is going to give away his scoreless boots. Zian Flemming ready to give away his cursed boots. He's going to sign them if Millwall hit 7,000 season ticket mark. Zian Flemming will give away a signed pair of match-worn boots if Millwall reach 7,000 season ticket sales before midnight tonight. And that was 12th of April, so that's we'll see if it's been done. The Lions' deadline for this. Oh, that was the deadline for the Super Saver period, midnight on the 12th. Fleming is Mill's second top scorer, 13 goals this season. It is his debut campaign in English football after a club record £1.7 million transfer from Fortuna Sittard. I've just heard that we are really close to selling 7,000 season tickets for the coming season, said Fleming on Mill's Twitter feed. I'm willing to give an extra little push and to challenge you. If we hit 7,000 season ticket holders by midnight tonight, then I'm giving away a signed pair of match-worn boots. Okay, fair enough. Is that it? That was the story, apparently. I think it's been done. I think they did do it, which is incredible. So that was a super saver period. There is still a saver period, and then they go on to full price. So you still have time to get a pretty decent discount if you want to wait and see if we actually score some goals and get in the playoffs. Moving on to this, looking ahead to the game at Preston, or at home to Preston. Big game. Millwall duo set to boost selection options for Preston North End match. Mason Bennett and Tyler Burry are both fit and available for Millwall's home game against Preston North End on Saturday. Bennett has been out since suffering ankle ligament damage against Sunderland at the beginning of February, and the former Dutch Derby County youngster picked up a minor knock in last week's under-21 match against Burnley after being barged into the post. Bennett, 26, has made 18 appearances this season. A hip injury has kept former AFC Wimbledon youngster Burry, 22, out since the start of January. Mason is in a position now where he would be available, Millwall boss told the South London Press. Oh yeah, this is from the South London Press, by the way. We felt before he wasn't quite ready minutes-wise and fitness-wise, but we think he is there now. He played 60 minutes against Swansea under 21s and showed a good level with the same with Tyler. Both Mason and Tyler came into the reckoning to make the squad. Leeds loanee Charlie Cresswell is absent with a fractured eye socket. Ouch. I'm talking in layman's terms, but he's still not quite fully able to see properly out of the eye, said Rowett. So the specialists want to wait another week. They don't want to just operate on someone if they don't need to. This more or less means he's going to miss virtually a season. It's important for him, as a young player, to make the right decision. We're not any further on with knowing the next step. Indeed, well, if you can't bloody see, then no point in him playing, is there? Because then he wouldn't be able to do all that ball watching. Yeah, big blow that. Big blow. So this is like a little injury update. Well, Mason Bennett, start him against Preston. Let's if we can't score playing the formation we're playing, let's change the formation. Let's go 4-3-1-2. And use the two forwards to drag out, separate the opposing centre backs, and then Zian Flemming can move into the gap. Yeah, I like Mason Bennett. I like him. It's just a shame he keeps getting injured. But I like it. I like the way he plays. I like his spirit. I like the way he's quick, but he battles as well. He's got good feet. He's a decent player. Just a shame he keeps getting injured. So there you go. Obviously his contract is up in the summer. And I imagine he's desperate to get a chance to earn himself a new one. And if he does play and he does score the goals, first goal in a month, I mean, given the contract right there and then, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, to go 4 games at this level without scoring is absolutely diabolical. But there you go. Now, moving on to this, also from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk, the South London Press online website. It's obviously another post-match comment from Gary Rowett. This was from the 11th, but I'm bringing it at the end because this is the last story before we go into the stats. So Millwall manager Gary Rowett was left bemused by his Millwall side blanking at Hull City yesterday. The Lions had a number of opportunities in the championship match, but Adama Traore's long-distance shot sealed the outcome. It's the fourth successive match in which the Lions have failed to score. They remain fifth in the table, though, with 5 games remaining. Oliver Burke saw a fine first-time strike from Zian Flemming's cross crash down off the underside of the bar, and goalkeeper Carl Darlow made a number of impressive stops. Clearly we had the better chances, said Rowett. I don't think anyone would argue about that. I'm sure that Hull will say they probably got away with it a little bit in terms of their performance. We were excellent. They were a good side and moved the ball well. It's not much recently, but they've had some good performances and good results. It's that last little bit. You look at it early on, and Berkey terrorised Greaves for the first 45 minutes. I'm not sure if that's why he came off. He was really, really bright. He had a great chance early on. It's at Darlow. He puts his arm out, and he manages to make a great reaction save. Then Berkey hits the bar. We've had moments in the second half, lots on with the curler that Darlow makes a great save. We had a lot of block shots and a lot of good defending. How many times did it drop on the edge of the box? We had a shot and it just narrowly goes wide from Billy. They probably showed that one bit of quality. I'm disappointed with their goal. He bends it in the bottom corner from 25 yards out. I don't think they should score from there. We should be quicker out to the ball. But it's the one moment of quality. If you look at their chances compared to our chances, we've had far better quality. But you've got to get to score one. Then it changes the game completely. Indeed. So, if you're staying for the stats, thank you. If you're not, bye-bye. Here we go. This is experimental361.com is the XG timeline over the period of the match at Hull. You can see, according to this, Hull had an XG of 0.9 and Millwall had an XG of 2.4. What does that mean? Well, we should have scored 2 or 3 goals, and Hull should have scored 0 or 1, more likely 1. And you can see the line when a team has a shot on goal, the line goes up. Hull's line is in orange, and Mill's is in blue. And you can see Hull had 2 shots in the first half, and they didn't have a shot from the 15 minutes till the rest of the half. We absolutely terrorised them. You can see our best chance came. Best chance being where the line jumps up the highest. That's for the blue line. It's around about the 27th. That was our best chance. And then we go on a little staircase where you have a bit of play and then you have another shot. A bit of play, another shot. And by the end of that first half, we go over 1 XG, which means we should have scored in that first half. But we didn't. And then we get punished because we come out and Hull completely changed it up. You can see in the second half they managed to stop us. We flatlined a bit. They flatlined a bit as well. But you can see we immediately reacted after they scored. We start with the staircase effect again, which kind of just towers off. We have chances right on the 90-minute mark and then right at the end of the game as well. Yeah, insane. Absolutely insane. Now, moving on to this from infogoldnet. In the middle, if you look at the red FT, they give the XG as 0.77, so even worse for Hull, and 1.9 for us. This is the shot map. Here are all of Hull's shots. So you can see they had 3 long-range efforts, basically in the same area. I don't know if that was something they were worked on, if they knew that was a problem for George Long. Shots from the middle of the park. Kind of weird, but okay. Or maybe that's just they get stood up by a Millwall player and then they just decided to shoot. You can see that their best chance was actually in the 6-yard box in the 6th minute by Tufan. Got away with that one, didn't we? So as we said, they had 2 shots in the first half. Let's just confirm that. Oh, they had 3, but there you go. That's all they had in the first half. Second half, few and far between. They had one just on the 6-yard box, Elder, at the start of the half, but there you go. Now, are you ready for this? Let's have a look at Mill's shot map. Look at that. It looks like the night sky. There's shots everywhere. There's shots from long range. There's shots from inside. Multiple shots from inside the 6-yard box. There's multiple shots inside the area. On the left, down the middle, on the right. Shots all over the place. Obviously, the two best shots are both in the same area, so they're on top of each other. Cooper in 72 and SA in 90+8. Now, this is interesting. So look at this. Fairness rating. Was that a fair result? Now, in all my time of using this website to bring this to you on this channel, I have never seen a fairness rating in red. That was completely and utterly not a fair result, because that's 44 out of 100. That was not a fair result. They should not have won that game. That should have been a Millwall win, based on you saw the chances that we created. Yeah, I mean, what the hell happened? Did someone walk under a ladder? Did someone lose their lucky rabbit's foot? Did someone run over a black cat? I don't know. What the hell happened? What the hell happened here? Now, moving on to this from whoscored.com. Let's get into it and see more. So you can see, if you look on the right, top rated players, McLaughlin, their central defender, their keeper, 7.8. Zian Flemming, 7.8. The geezer who scored the goal, and then another of their defenders. Mill dominated the shots. Sean Hutchinson had the most tackles. Fleming and SA had the most dribbles, which when SA was a substitute is impressive. So, moving back into the middle, Millwall created a high number of chances relative to their possession, were effectively creating goal scoring opportunities from the flanks, but were poor at finishing. No shit. Hull were poor at finishing, gave a lot away free kicks around the box, and committed a high number of individual errors. So yeah, let's get into it. So here we go. Attempts 8 to 22, 5 to 18 open play, 3 to 4 set piece, and 8 shots, 1 goal. That's a 12% conversion rate for them. Here are the let's actually go up to passing. Pretty similar actually, which is kind of weird because we normally totally outpassed. 496 to 440, 15 to 24 crosses, 0 to 1 through balls, 49 to 77 long balls, 432 to 338 short passes. So attack sides, we're pretty evenly spread. Mostly a little bit more down the right there, mostly down the left, and then mostly down the right, but not through the middle, which is where they scored. So maybe they decided to go through the middle at a certain point. At the end of the game, I don't know. Maybe they tried trying something different, and that wasn't picked up by the players. Shot directions, shot zones, action zones. 21% of the game was played in our third. Player positions. This should be fun. Okay. We're effectively playing 3-1-4-2. 7 is Burke. Bradshaw. So Bradshaw playing centrally, like I said. If you play 2 up front, you can drag the defenders around. But if you play them 1 up front, they can have him in his pocket all day long. Okay. So let's get into it. Who did what? This is it. So here's the match events. Obviously, as we saw, they only had 2 or 3 shots in the first half. They were not happy. They made the changes at half time. They made the changes. Proactive. If you don't like what you see, change it. You change it. You have the ability to change it. So they've made 3 substitutions at half time. Our first substitution was Romain Esse coming up, which I think is the most amount of minutes he's had in the game, coming on the 64th minute. And then they scored 6 minutes later. Doubt the 2 are connected. And then Watmore comes on, then Vogelsammer comes on. Yeah, and then Scott Malone comes on at the end. So here we go. Look at the top right and the top left by the club badges. You can see the average player rating 6.65 for Hull and 6.58 for Millwall. Yeah, an attendance of 20,069, which I don't know how much it boosted by them not showing it on Sky. I don't know if you know this, but apparently Hull asked Sky not to put it on the red button because they wanted to sell more tickets. That's why we couldn't watch it, which is annoying. Annoying. Because who the fuck wants to travel to Hull on a bank holiday? Now, so you can see from Millwall, highest rated player, Fleming, by some distance. And then the lowest is Long. And I think I know why, because they scored and they didn't have that many shots on target. And one thing you need to do if you're a goalkeeper, save the shots that are on target. So yeah, let's get into it. Total shots 8 to 22. So who had them? Bradshaw with 3, Fleming 3, Mitchell with 4. How is Mitchell having more shots than Fleming? Bradshaw. Burke with 4. Cooper himself with 3. Vogelsammer with 2 when he came on. So that's impressive because he certainly didn't have that much time on the pitch to get 2 chances. Possession wise is 52 to 47. Not as disparate as it was previously with other teams. Hutchinson and Cooper on the ball the most. Pass success percentage of 83 to 76. Honeyman with 92. Impressive, although he was the first one off. He was only on the bench for 64 minutes. So it'd be interesting to see how many passes he actually had. And interestingly, Long's distribution is way up. 56, highest for quite some time. Moving on to dribbles, 5 to 9. Aerials 1, 14 to 35, so actually dominated the aerials. Cooper with 10, obviously defensively and attacking. Bradshaw with 5. In fact, everyone on Mill won an aerial except for Fleming and Long. Tackles 8 to 10, so there weren't many tackles in that game. Low amount of tackles. 3 for Hutchinson. Cool. Corners 7 to 5, so these are the players who won the corners. Dispossessed 5 to 3, so not really losing the ball that much. To Millwall players. So interesting. So moving on to this. So let's have a look. I know this is going to be bad. So how many shots did Hull have? 8, wasn't it? 2 on target. So they had 2 shots on target and one of them went in. That was from like 30 yards out. I mean, you got to be doing better than that, haven't you? I mean, come on, man. To have, and you see at the other end, their goalkeeper, all the saves that he made. George Long's got 2 saves to make. It's 1 shot's on top, 2 shots are on target. Okay, so let's get into it with the Millwall players. The ratings first. 7.84 from Fleming, and then Bradshaw 6.92. So nearly a whole 1.0 difference, just under. Oliver Burke 6.79. Then Cooper, then Honeyman. So Honeyman got the 5th highest rating, even though he was. Did he get injured? Why did he get taken off? He had 63 minutes on the pitch. He had 92% pass accuracy. I don't know how many passes that was off. He only had 23 touches. But he gets taken off first. Was he injured? Don't know. And then Vogelsang, which is impressive. He had like, what was it, 8 minutes on the pitch. And he gets the 6th highest rating of 6.66. From about 8 minutes in injury time on the pitch. 2 shots, 2 on target. From 7 touches. Bam. So he's still, I think he must be pretty happy that he's got that new contract. That's pretty impressive. Maybe he should be starting the next game, huh? Then we go down. Obviously, George Long at the bottom. Then the 3 subs. Billy Mitchell 6.34. That's quite low. So, moving on to. Actually, let's go back and see. Did we have any offsides? 1. Okay. Defensively, who did the stuff? Total tackles. All of these different players having tackles. Hutch 3 the most. Interceptions. Zian Flemming. That's probably why he got a decent score. Because he's at the top of interceptions and it looks like he's top of clearances as well. Yes. So defensively, Zian Flemming, which is not where you want him to be, but I guess you can do interceptions out of the pitch. But clearances you certainly can't. 0 block shots, 1 foul. Okay, moving on to passing. Who had the most passes? Cooper, Hutch, Murray Wallace, Mitchell. And then you're looking at, so George Honeyman's 92 was off of 13 passes. So that's why it's so high. And look at this Vogelsang again. Certainly something happened. He had 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 key passes, 2 passes, 100% passing accuracy, 1 cross, 1 accurate cross. Certainly playing like a man possessed. I don't know if he's got a problem with Hull. Certainly wanted to beat them. Tried his best. Yeah, it's George Saville and Zian Flemming having about the same passing accuracy off the same amount of passes. Crosses and accurate crosses. George Saville 4 and 3, Honeyman 3 and 2, Burke 3 and 2, Romanes 3 and 0, Bradshaw 2 and 2. So crossing certainly been very good. Long balls and accurate long balls 28 to 12. George Long. So that's why his passing accuracy was up, because he had a lot more shorter passes. He had, 8 short passes to 28 long balls. Sean Hutchinson 16 and 10, Cooper 9 and 4, Murray Wallace 7 and 2, Romanes 4 and 3, Billy Mitchell 4 and 2, George Saville 3 and 3. It's a very good passing, obviously because we created so many chances, and stands to reason. But there you go. So I think that kind of sums it up, and nearly at the end of the video now. We can go 54 minutes. How? Oh, hang on. Oh no, that was it. That's all I've got. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.